Welcome to the next discussion of the second principle of quality management system, which is the leadership. Today, I will be discussing leadership and the 7 habits of highly effective people for the part 1. We have here the ISO 9001:2015 leadership. In terms of auditing, if you want to know the leadership and commitment, we have here in general, shall demonstrate leadership and commitment with respect to quality management system by taking accountability for the effectiveness of the quality management system, ensuring that the quality policy and quality objectives are established and compatible with context and strategic direction of the organization, ensuring integration of the quality management system requirements into the organization's business processes, promoting process approach and risk-based thinking, ensuring resources are available, communicating the importance of effective quality management system and of conforming to its requirement, ensuring quality management system achieves its intended results, engaging, directing, supporting persons to contribute to effectiveness of quality management system, promoting improvement, and supporting other relevant management rules to demonstrate their responsibility. Stephen Richard Covey was an eminent American nonfiction author. He was a multi-talented personality who was recognized for his work as a successful businessman, educator, and an influential public speaker. He is credited for writing one of the most influential business books of 20th century titled The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And some of his books are First Things First, 8 Habit, The Leader in Me, Principle-Centered Leadership, and many more. It was not until late 1980s that he started working on a self-book of different nature. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People appeared in 1989 and instantly became a huge success. It sold more than 25 million copies around the world. Covey opposes the ideology of personality ethic in favor of the character ethic in his bestseller. We have here the 7 habits of highly effective people, where it provides an incremental, sequential, integrated approach to the development of personal effectiveness, moving us progressively from dependence to independence to interdependence. The first 3 habits are the basis of the private victories in which we develop the fiber of our own character traits. So the first 3 are be proactive, begin with the end of mind, and put things first. And then the second trait habits are for public victories, those situations where we work with other people. We have the think win-win, seek first to understand, then to be understood, and synergize. Then the final habit improves the effectiveness of our lives in all areas, which is the 7th habit is the sharpen the saw. The 7 habits give the ability to work from the inside out to build character of total integrity. The 7 habits also have habits of effectiveness. Effectiveness is also the result of balance known as the PPC balance. P stands for production of desired results, while PC stands for production capability, the ability or asset that produces the golden egg. The essence of effectiveness is the balance between the short term and long term. The main idea for habit 1, which is the Be proactive. We can choose our own response to any signals or information we receive. We have the ability to influence our own actions. Therefore, being proactive means to actively choose what our response will be in any situation rather than to react blindly. We have here the self-awareness or the ability to control thoughts, imagination, the ability to mentally create a new reality, conscience, an inner awareness of right and wrong, and lastly, the independent will or the ability to act on thoughts. Next, we have the begin with the end in mind. The main idea for this, it means using an image or paradigm of your character at the end of your life as a frame reference or criterion by which everything is examined. Each part of your life should be examined in the context of the long-term view. The heart of effective personal time management is to spend the maximum time possible doing important jobs in a non-urgent atmosphere that increases your efficiency. Important and urgent activities, this includes responding to a crisis, pressing problem or tight deadline. Crisis managers and problem-minded people are consumed primarily with this area of time management. Important but not urgent activities, preventative maintenance, relationship building, creative thinking, planning, and recreation. This area is at the heart of effective personal management and holds the key to business efficiency. For not important but urgent activities like phone calls, mail, some meetings, and other pressing matters. These tasks are often only urgent because someone has um, that expectation, and some people spend time here thinking they are covering essential matters. And then for the fourth, the not important and not non-urgent activities, it includes trivia, some meal, time waster, and pleasant harmless activities. Spending all your time here is a sure way to be totally ineffective. So we have the time management begins with four key activities, which are to identify the key roles of your life, select goals, scheduling, and adopt on a daily basis. The most effective way to work with other people is to structure a win-win relationship focused on results and not methods. We have here below the different scenario. So, stick with your true feelings, values, and commitments. Be considerate of the feelings of others' abundance mentality. Believe there is plenty for everyone. Seek agreements and relationships that are mutually beneficial. In case where a win-win deal cannot be achieved, accept the fact that agreeing to make no deal may be the best alternative. In developing an organizational culture, be sure to reward win-win behavior among employees and avoid inadvertently rewarding win-lose behavior. For habit 5, seek first to understand. Everyone has a natural tendency to rush in and try to give advice or try to fix things before taking the time to diagnose or try to understand why the other person feels the way they do. The trick, however, is to seek first to understand the other person, then to try and to be understood yourself. Once you understand, then you have the gut to try to be understood yourself. Maturity is defined as the balance between courage and consideration. So, always listen first. Synergy means that the whole is greater than the sum of its part. In other words, each of the parts combine to create new and exciting unexpected discoveries that were not possible before. It is a creative force of unparalleled power created in the principles of creative cooperation. When you communicate, you are opening your mind and heart to new possibilities, new alternatives, and new options. You create something entirely that is better than you ever thought it could be. Synergy draws its energy and its effectiveness from the differences between people, mental, emotional, and psychological differences all contribute. For the last, habit 7 is taking the time to sharpen the saw. In other words, don't get so busy sawing that you don't realize you are using a blunt saw. Take your time on a regular basis to sharpen your saw in the physical, spiritual, mental, and social or emotional dimensions. Exercise on a regular basis will preserve and enhance your capacity to work and adapt and enjoy. Renewing the spiritual dimension provides leadership to your life. Formal education teaches the process of mental development, study, discipline, exploration of new subjects, analytical thought, and expressive writing. Our emotional lives are primarily developed out and manifested in our relationship with others. Renewing our social or emotional dimension can be carried out in our normal everyday interactions with other people. Renewal is the principle and the process, enabling us to move and on an upward spiral of growth and change, of continuous improvement. The upward spiral consists of 3 steps: to learn, to commit, and to do. In 2004, Covey launched the sequel to the 7 Habits, which is the 8th habit from effectiveness to greatness. He stressed on the quality of effectiveness, that it is not essentially important in the current, the knowledge worker age. Also, he enlisted 5 cancerous behaviors that hinder people from achieving their goals. These behaviors include criticism, complaining, comparing, competing, and contending. So here are some of the inspiring words from Stephen R. Covey. First, to learn something but not to do is really not to learn. To know something but not to do is really not to learn. Second, we are not animals. We are not a product of what has happened to us in our past. We have the power of choice. Third, management is efficiency in climbing the ladder of success. Leadership determines whether the ladder is leaning against the right wall. Fourth, stop setting goals. Goals are pure fantasy unless you have a specific plan to achieve them. And last, every human has 4 endowments: self-awareness, conscience, independent will, and creative imagination. This gives us the ultimate human freedom, the power to choose, to respond, to change. Here are our references for this discussion, and kindly watch the part 2 for the discussion of Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award. Thank you.